apparently I'm here to see you about a 6.0, an old 6.0.
Yeah, we got a 6.0. It's in pretty good shape, but it's got a bad smoking issue when it's cold started.
Okay. Fuel, most likely.
Yeah, most likely.
And what else?
So a bit of the backstory on it is the customer bought an engine from a supplier out in Tennessee.
Okay.
And then he's a local guy. A dealership in Salt Lake installed it for him. The engine, ever since then, has had an excessive smoking issue when cold.
Okay.
But once it warms up, it runs fine and hasn't had any issues, isn't throwing any codes.
Okay.
So the dealership, they've looked at it, they put a glow plug module on it and redid the glow plugs, trying to resolve the issue, but it's still smoking. And then there was a note on there saying they found 2 injectors aren't sealing against the injector cups, I guess, is what the dealership told them. So yeah, so it's kind of, the customer's like, this is, doesn't seem like it's getting resolved. They're kind of running around, so they brought it here for us to look at.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go out and see how bad it's smoking.
All right. Yeah, we got that first cold snap, and then my battery was dead. Looked under the hood, and the date on the battery is 12 of 18. I was like, oh, you probably need a battery.
You're like a dentist. Dentists, they say a dentist's kids' teeth are the worst.
Oh, yeah?
So mechanics, their beater car is the worst.
Yep, the beater car is the worst, but it keeps going. So it's this truck right here.
I'll let you fire it up.
All right.
Let's pop the hood. I just want to hear it while it's running. Whew, it's cold out here. Well, he's got that coolant filter on this thing. Oh, yeah. That's it. Holy smoke. That's not good.
We'll let the glow plugs go one more time.
Cycle that glow plug a couple times. It ain't that cold out here, man. Oh my gosh, this poor guy. This is terrible. Okay, that's it. Let's just pull it inside. I don't want to burn up the starter. I should tell everybody out there, guys, it's always nice when a car actually acts up the way the customer complains about it. This one definitely is exhibiting a terrible cold start condition.
Yeah, I did get this to start when I first looked at it, but it wasn't as cold as it was like this. Yeah. That was like a week or week and a half ago, and it was still somewhat warm. So
we're gonna tow this, dude.
Sounds good.
Into Dylan's. It's all yours, big guy. Easy. Okay. You got to let it reposition just you got it, dude. You're out of here. Will you grab them straps? Here, dude, I'll push it a little more. Okay. Now, go get yourself an exhaust hose.
Yeah,
you're gonna want one,
we're going to want it for this.
And let's let it warm up.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure you don't crank on that in here and it's without that hose on there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we'll relook at it. You want to look at it now?
Yeah, we can do some looking now.
Okay.
good tests we can do. We can do a bubble test in the fuel filter, see if we're getting compression that's going into the fuel system.
Oh yeah.
If your sealing washers or your O-rings go
bad. Oh, that's
bad.
right. This is got the old cigar
The
pipes.
Huey, Huey
Okay.
injectors. So we
So
can test that out too. Let me grab a wrench. Yeah, there's a note on
it actually, now that you said that, it actually sounds like a high pressure oil problem, not pump it. You know, it actually sounds like that, the way it's acting.
I'm suspecting more of a fuel issue because it will start and run.
It runs good.
And then once it gets warm, it'll still start. It'll restart and run as well. So, and then with the way it's smoking.
Yeah, but don't you think that, Huey, if it's leaking its high pressure oil, you know, if that high pressure oil system, if it's leaking, it'll take forever to get that air out of there.
Yeah, that is a possibility too. We can hook up the scan tool and watch our ICP pressure too and see what it's doing. This is a quick test we can do. If we come over here, there's a starter wire right here. That normally will reach. And we can get a...
And you're gonna see if you get some...
keys on, isn't it?
A lot of air in that, dude.
I'm gonna grab a jump pack.
Look at all the air in that. What do you want to do right now?
I just want to crank it over and see if we get compression bubbles into the fuel
You keep
system.
saying compression bubbles. You mean?
Yeah. You get compression that leaks past the copper washer and your O-rings, and it gets into the fuel and it aerates the fuel really bad. Well, it doesn't look like we're getting any bubbles, so we know
the injectors are
sealed.
sealed.
The injectors are sealed up.
Yeah. What about all that air that we had when we cranked it?
I had the key on, so it was turning on the lift pump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got, that could be the problem, dude.
Yeah.
We're injecting air into the fuel system, and when it's cold like that on one of these Hueys, that's like the worst thing you can do for a cold start. So let's, you turn the key off.
Yeah, so I turned the
Let's
key
find
off.
we just want to pull that line off right there, right?
Yeah.
Or we can pull it back, undo it here, and then just put a clear plastic tube on it.
Yeah. Probably better here or down there.
The thing was full. Did you see that? I guess you didn't. You didn't see all the air coming out of there?
No, I didn't.
You saw all that air, didn't you? Yeah, there was a ton of air coming out of that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a ton. I think we better look at that.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially on an old truck like this, we could have a cracked line. You know how that pump. This has a delivery pump in the tank, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's just a pickup and a pump, and then the actual pump itself is mounted to the frame rail on the side of the...
Oh, so there's all kinds of places where we could have cracked hoses introducing. Okay. You want to just get a thing and roll underneath of it and see if you see any wet real quick?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Let's see if we see any just spots. I'm going to go talk to Aubrey.
All right.
Aubrey.
Yes.
0560, the story. I'm just giving it to you and you tell me if I'm right.
Okay.
According to the notes, guy bought an engine from a company out of Tennessee, had a local shop, a local dealer in Salt Lake City install it. Ever since then, it will not start cold. I verified that. I was out here. It's 30 degrees or something this morning. It won't start. We've had to push it in and get it warmed up to do it.
Yeah.
I noticed on the ticket that we've already got like injectors sold on it, but there's also a note that the dealer replace the injectors when they put the customer's engine in it. Is that
Correct.
true? Okay. Doing the injectors in this motor is not easy. I mean, the valve cover's got to come off of it. I mean, it's
Right.
like any diesel, it's a pain in the butt. And I'm thinking that maybe we ought to slow down here a little bit, get some additional diagnostic time, and diagnose the fuel system, especially in light of he had OE injectors put in it on an engine. Now, does it run really good when it's warmed up?
That's what the customer stated, yeah, is that after it gets warmed up, it doesn't seem to have any issues.
I wouldn't think it's injectors then. What's this deal about cups or something? The dealer told him he had a couple injector cups that weren't seated, or?
That's what the customer believes, to my knowledge, is that it may be an injector cup issue.
Well, Dylan told me that, and so what we did is we pulled the fuel filter off of it, and you can get that, because it's a Huey system, you can get that bubbling up in your fuel filter container.
Okay.
And we got no compression. You can actually get compression gases back up in there, and we got none.
Okay.
So that's a pretty much, I won't say it's foolproof, but it's a pretty good quick test to say, okay, I don't have any compression leaking up into my injectors.
Okay.
Cups. So I'm not too worried about that. Pleasant enough guy?
Oh yeah, no. When I sent him the report, he was like, "Sounds like he's on the right track."
Okay.
Didn't have any issues, so.
Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna call him and tell him let's not do the injectors just yet.
Okay.
I got a feeling because we did crank on, doing that test.
Mm-hmm.
The line coming from the tank feeding the fuel filter full of air.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's my concern. I think he's introducing a lot of air into it, especially when it sits for a long time, and it drains that line from the tank to the fuel filter out, and that's a serious problem on any diesel injection system. But it causes super havoc on a Huey.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Hello.
Joe.
Yes.
Hi, this is Dave at Dave's Auto in Centerville.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
When the boss calls,
Oh.
I'm scared.
Please, Joe, I've actually, that's not fair, Joe. That's just not fair.
I'm kidding you. I watch your videos and stuff all the time.
I'm trying. No, I don't have bad news for you. I just want to talk to you before we tear this thing down because I think maybe we're headed in the wrong direction. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
And so what I'm about to, quote, testify of here, I want you to, if I'm wrong, it's going to be up to you to cut me off. And the wrong business would be my story's not right. So what I'm about to do here is walk you through what I know. And if it doesn't seem right to you, please correct me because that's so important. What I've got here is that you bought the engine from a shop back in Tennessee. They shipped you a long block, so then it had the heads on it and the block was assembled, but it had no injectors in it, no turbo. It was just a long block. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then the dealer kind of put that together, pulled your engine, put that all together, used that engine from Tennessee and got it running. And then did they deliver that to you and it was all good? And then you realized that it had a cold start problem now that it's winter? Or was it not right from the get-go?
No, truck ran fine. I mean, when I very first picked it up, it smoked a little bit. But after a week or so of driving it, it broke in. Truck ran good.
Okay, so tell me, what was the date? I'm trying to get temperature. What was the date when you picked the truck up? Was that September, October?
It was July.
Okay, so it's hot. Okay, cool.
The truck ran fine. So elk season comes up. I'm going up in the Wasatch Mountains here. I have property up there. Ran up there just fine.
That's October right now, right? We're first.
It's September, so third week of September. So at night it's getting under, 50 degrees.
Right.
So I go to start the truck opening morning. She don't want to start. She just pop, cough and white smoke just barreling out the exhaust. Come back, let it set all day. Wait till it gets about 55 in the afternoon. Truck fires up, runs like for about 10 minutes, then clears right up and runs fine.
Okay.
Drove it for hours, park it. As long as you get it started, you can drive it all day long. It's when it sits overnight.
Okay. And even overnight, so this was back when it was like 50 degrees overnight. So it really wasn't that cold.
Under 50. If it's under 50, she ain't going to start. If it's over 50, you got a pretty good chance she's going to start.
Okay. All right. So took it back to the dealer, told them, hey, something's not right. And they
They sell me a glow plug controller. So they put a glow plug plug controller in it. It's got all new glow plugs, all new wire or harnesses, and a new controller now.
Gotcha.
Get it home, in fact, I didn't even get it home. I go to pick it up at their place. It's under 50 degrees. Truck does the same damn thing. So I just leave it. So they look at it again the next day, or 2 days, or 3 days, whatever goes on. And they tell me it's a Fickum. I said, hey, I put a Fickum in this truck.
Oh, no.
I don't think it's a Fickum, boys, because I can, I have that edge thing on there too. It's always 49 or above.
Right, yeah.
Once in a while, it'll dip to 48 and 48.5, but so they put a Fickum in it. Didn't fix anything. They finally do a bubble test and determine that the driver's side is leaking. So they pull the injectors on the driver's side. I sent pictures to you, Guy. So the second cylinder from the front, I don't know my firing order on those. I was looking at the front of the motor on the driver's side, second cylinder in, and the last cylinder. And those two injectors were just covered in carbon, and they're telling me they weren't seating it. The copper washer on the bottom is just not seating.
When you say covered in carbon, was the carbon past the seat? I mean, did you see it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Clear up the barrel of the injector. They said they weren't seating. I said, well, have you checked the cups? They're like, well, we just want to put a head on it. We don't do cups. I said, well, can't you?
Well, they put new injectors in it. They had to see the cups when they put the injectors in them.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Look down in there and see if they're loose or something's wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, do a coolant pressure test and see if you see any leaks.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, I could. You wouldn't have it. You could have it that way, but what they're talking about is compression. Yeah, it's a little different. You're thinking
compression and coolant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you're saying compression to coolant. I'm saying, or what they're kind of saying is compression to fuel return, because if you're up off that seat the way that Hue injector, you're going to have return. You're going to have compression going into your fuel system.
Okay.
And you'll get bubbles. Okay, so I'm working with Dylan. The mechanic that's working on it for you is Dylan. He's a great mechanic. I went out with him this morning to cold start it. He said he had it running the other day. You live in Utah, so we finally got winter came over the holiday.
Boy.
But before we left, he fired up and he said it ran pretty good, warm. And I said, okay, let's let it sit. So this morning we finally got to it. I don't know, over here in Center it's probably 30 degrees or something like that, and there's frost on the car, so it's pretty cold. And you're right, man. I think just like puff, 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 black smoke, and will not fire up.
No.
So we went ahead and towed it into the stall, pulled the fuel filter off of it, did a couple of quick checks, everything looked fine, but pulled the fuel filter off of it and cranked on it. And I did that to see if we got any compression. Now I say compression at first. In fact, even my technician, he had to remind me. He's like, no, Dave, I'm looking for compression in my fuel. And I went, well, and he goes, it's a Hue. I was like, oh, you're right. So if this injector wasn't seating down on the cup right, we should get bubbling back into that fuel filter from the return.
Yeah, I tried that too, and I couldn't get any.
No, and we didn't. But here's what I did get when we had the key on and cranking on it. So you got that pump on your frame rail. That's another thing. These 6.0. I'm 65, so the world needs to be kind to me. My brain doesn't. My hard drive. I have to kick it sometimes to get it to spin and work. And so I was like, is this got an in-tank pump? I couldn't remember. He goes, no, it's on the frame rail. I said, oh, yeah. And then, so we were getting a lot of air on the delivery into the filter from the tank. I think that's your problem.
The pump?
Yeah, well, not the pump. The pump's working. It filled the filter, but I think we're sucking air. I've either got a cracked line on the top of the tank, something. So I told him, let's just really verify that. So we're going to put a clear line and watch the fuel coming out of the tank and see if I'm sucking air, because that will just destroy a diesel on a cold start. And that's the noise. When you say this thing bangs for 10 minutes,
yeah.
When you get air in a hydraulic system, now the Huey, I think it pumps like 5,000 PS. They're not like they're not like the common rails that go to 30,000 psi.
Yeah.
But anytime you take air and compress it under hydraulic pressure like that, they'll make a rattling noise. It sounds like the engine's coming apart. And that's just that bang in the air is just the shock wave, the air compressing.
Okay.
And I think that's what's going on here, man. So, air in a fuel system is not combustible. It's just things aren't right.
Yeah.
So,
where she have fuel. Okay. That makes
so
sense.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down here on doing the injectors. Now, you might have a cup issue there. I can see these injectors that have got, that might be an issue. And we can, of course, we can do cups here. That's not above our pay grade. So, but I'm going to slow down here, and instead of just whipping injectors in it, and kind of doing what the dealer's already done twice on that cylinder head, I'm going to inspect the delivery side of this pump area. And to do that, I might have to drop the tank. But before I drop the tank, I'm going to verify by kind of installing a clear tube in that fuel line, that metal line that delivers to the pump. And I'm going to circulate fuel and just watch. And if I get any air bubbles in there, that's a problem.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give you an update and say, I appreciate your faith in us, but I'm going to slow down, and I'm not going to I never want to fix a car without a thorough and accurate diagnosis, because that's malpractice. I don't get sued for it, but I sure look like crap for it. So I'm going to try my best to do the job right for the least amount of money, man. That's kind of that's my ethos. I want to do the job right, but for the right amount of money. So let me I'm going to slow down. We're not just going to go in and do injectors again. Let me find out why this thing won't cold start, and I don't know that right now. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why. I got a major suspicion that it's air in the system being introduced between the tank and the fuel filter housing.
Okay. And if you got to pull the tank, go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
Just have at it.
I'll let Aubrey. Once we figure out what it is, Aubrey will be in touch.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks so much, Dave.
Thank you, Joe. Bye. Bye. Easy peasy, man. Don't forget the steps. Condition, cause, correction, confirm. Guy has this condition cold start. We were kind of we were jumping the condition, the cause. We were going right to the correction. Let's just go off. We got some dirty injectors here. The dealer's thinking it's the cups and stuff like that. I think we better just slow down and do our job, and that's diagnose the vehicle properly. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves, even us, and we just say, okay, let's go there. And how terrible would that be if we did that the third time and didn't fix his truck? Did you crawl under there? Did you find anything wet or anything like that?
No, I don't see anything wet.
All the hoses are nice. Go ahead.
I got a clear hose on there.
Oh, did you?
Cycle the key, and I'm not getting any air bubbles.
Not getting any air bubbles.
No.
Let's see.
These 6.0s are different. They're, the fuel system from the tank, the fuel just stays low pressure, like
I know that.
40 to 60 psi.
Yeah,
So
not even that.
Yeah.
The delivery pressure is probably less than 8 psi, I would think. Up to the filter.
I think it's like 30. I think specs like 30 or 40.
Oh, is it that much?
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, it's not it's not like a traditional diesel where you get high pressure fuel.
Where's your clear hose at?
So it's underneath the truck was the easiest spot to plumb it in.
And you cranked on it?
I turn the key on and watch it, and then it just stays solid in the hose and not getting air bubbles through it.
Okay, well, let's do this.
So I thought it'd be good, check the glow plugs, make sure our resistances are reading are good.
So what you're checking for is a little resistance, and that's the ohms resistance?
Yeah, that's the ohms
And you can check every glow plug from that.
Yeah, I can check this bank from this side, and then there's one other one from the other side.
So what he's doing is he undoes the connector, and he's checking between ground and the power feed to see what the resistance is in the glow plug. And a glow plug is like a toaster element. It's just a little heating element, and so there's resistance in it, and that resistance creates the heat. And they're all good.
Yeah, they're all reading good. So yeah.
He said he had a new controller and a harness put on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are good.
Yeah.
Good. I want to let it sit. I mean, the thing had a ton of air.
Yeah.
A ton of air. Now, I don't know whether that's because it drained a little bit when we took the filter off, but when it was cranking with the key on, I mean, there was just foam everywhere in that filter. Now, did you see the pictures of his injectors?
No, I didn't.
Okay, they've done this driver's side twice,
Mm-hmm.
and the second time they did it, they took the injectors out, and I think it was the two middle ones. He was telling me the two middle cylinders.
Yeah.
There's carbon up on the injector body where the fuel return,
Oh yeah.
on the injector body, which would mean they're not seating.
Yeah.
And but we didn't get any bubbling in the fuel filter.
Yeah.
And you're saying that's probably not the case.
Yeah, usually, when you get a sealing washer that doesn't seal, you'll get some of those compression gases that'll push past that O-ring and then feed into your fuel system, and you'll start seeing bubbles in your fuel filter.
All right, so let's do this. Let's push it outside, let it cool down, or we can start it, I guess. The line that you have, the plastic, is it okay to run the truck with?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Let's pull it outside the door, and then let's let it get cold again. Charge the batteries up in here if you want before you push it outside. Charge the batteries up real good. But then let's let it sit all day so it's cold, or we'll start it again in the morning.
Yeah.
And then you crawl under it while I crank on it and make sure there's no air in that, after it sits for a while.
Yeah.
Because I'm still very concerned about all the foam that was in that delivery hose.
Yeah.
Into that fuel filter. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Could we be getting air into the high pressure oil side, and it's the high pressure oil has to build up pressure, because he says it runs like for 10 minutes, and that could be high pressure oil getting air in it. I'm sticking with, we're going to find an air problem.
Yeah.
Either in the high pressure oil system or in the fuel system.
Yeah. So I think we'll get the batteries charged up, push it outside, let it cool down.
And then let's check our demand pressure.
Yeah, and we'll monitor the high pressure oil system, see what readings we're getting, watch that clear fuel hose, and
add a couple hours
see
on
what
the
it
ticket
shows
for
us.
diagnosis and do it.
All right.
Okay? All right. Cool. I'm gonna get under there and look. Can I see the hose from under here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be looking at that while you're checking your pressure. Okay.
Okay.
We'll do this all together. Oh, did you turn the key on? Yeah, there's bubbles in that fuel, dude.
Yeah.
But you got a leak here. It's leaking on the ground. But there's definitely air coming out of that. Or you can go ahead and crank it if you want to go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see what it does.
Go ahead, it's leaking just.
Our injection pressure's coming up to
800?
1200. It's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
You see it peaked at 2800 psi and then dipped down a little bit. But
What's our oil pressure?
1600.
Our high pressure oil.
That's our high pressure oil,
Oh, okay.
1500 psi.
How much?
1500.
Yeah, that's more
cranking.
Okay,
So.
that's good. Okay, so we're gonna have to fix the clamp you got on there for that line.
Okay.
It's leaking a little bit, so we need to eliminate that to make sure, and we'll do that in the morning.
Okay.
Let it sit all night again, but there was definitely air bubbles in that line.
Okay.
Okay, but it could be because, you see what I'm talking about? Our test hose, we got a little bit of a leak on
yeah.
it, so we got to fix our test hose.
All
Okay,
right.
buddy.
Yep.
All right, man.
The next day.
We're doing some extra weird here.
Yeah, we are. We had to get a little creative with this one.
I can see you got that Cheshire Cat grin on your face. So we got the clear plastic line on the delivery pump.
Yes.
Okay.
If you want, I can show you. We can do that test. But now that we've got the line in there and we've got it sealed up, we're not getting bubbles in the
So
fuel
you check.
system. Yeah.
And our high pressure oil is coming right up.
And our high pressure oil is jumping up to 1200 psi cranking.
So we're not going to be adding air, so we don't have any high pressure oil leaks, which is a real
Which is
common
really
problem
good.
on a
Yeah.
6.0. Okay. And now you're going to tell me
So-
the glow plug controller that they put in, new glow plugs, new wiring harness.
The glow plug controller is working, but what I found is, so I ohm tested all the glow plugs.
Yeah, we did that through the harness.
Yeah, we did that. You know, I got my readings here, but they were all good. You know, 1.3 to 0.3 ohms. You know,
Right.
they're all pretty low. Usually when you get a glow plug that goes bad, you start getting a high resistance to ground.
Or total open if it's
Or
burned
total
up.
open.
Yeah.
But I wasn't getting any of that, you know, so I was initially thinking the glow plugs are okay. But so I decided to perform a voltage drop test. And what I found was actually for the glow plugs, they weren't dropping voltage, which means they're not pulling amperage off the circuit.
Yeah.
So they're not turning on. And so we had another truck here in the shop that we took the engine out of. And so I went and stole the harness out of that and the glow plugs out of that truck. And I plugged that harness into the harness that's on the truck with, you know, this glow plug module. And then I cycle the glow plugs on and all the circuits drop voltage now. You can see
Yeah, it's burning.
like the burn spot there, burn spot here. You know, I didn't run them super long, but ran them long enough to test my voltage drop at the connector. You know, I just back probed the back side of the connector here at each of the circuits, and they are all dropping voltage now. So that way we can say with confidence, we know these glow plugs are not working. And we have the whole circuit eliminated from the glow plug harness connector to the module. So we know everything on that side is good in the truck. It's
Is it just on this? What side harness are we talking about?
both sides.
Both sides.
So we had 3 on the left bank and 1 on the right bank that's not working.
I mean, I'm looking like this because it's always the bars R thing. I mean, but listen, Dylan, people love you out there in YouTube land because this is what makes a good mechanic. You don't give up. You know, just because you can't fix it, you know, failure only happens when you give up.
Yeah.
That's it, man. You never fail at anything in life if you keep going. Whether it's a relationship, now that doesn't mean, you know, you beat your head against the wall till it's bloody, you know. You go find some help or a mentor, you know, so they can say, hey, you don't have to beat your head. This is what you try to do. And I know you do that with the other guys.
Well, I did that here too. Like, I was getting frustrated about this and just happened to walk by Jason and talk to him, and he's like, what's going on? You know, so I kind of talked to him about it, and he was like, here, let me come help you. He's like, let's just go back to testing the glow plugs. And he got me going right on the right track again and helped me figure out the idea to get this test set up, and now we know what the issue is.
Well, now you paid Jason a compliment, but I'm going to pay you a compliment. That's what it's about, guys. You know, me, I don't know. I mean, a lot of times these guys are talking to me, and I'm like, whoop, I don't know what it is. But I ask them to teach me. That's one of the great things about being a mechanic is we can keep learning, and we never give up. Good mechanics, they never give up. Now, a lot of guys out there, they'll be like, oh, yeah, well, you know, I'm not getting paid for it. Well, okay, whose fault is that? You know, you're getting paid for all this diagnosis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you're not getting paid for diagnosis, you know, find out it's like any problem. Find out what the fault is and correct it. You know, go to your service writer, your manager, whoever, and or ultimately it's the customer's responsibility. Educate them. You do a good, you know, what do customers want? They want their car fixed right at a reasonable price, and sometimes that means you need additional necessary diagnosis. And a customer, you know, my customers are fine with that as long as they understand what we're doing, and you build up trust because you're good at it. Let's pull I guess we're gonna pull the glow plugs out and find out what the freaking crap's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Later.
We got this torn apart. I left the harnesses exactly set up how they were in the truck.
So that's the harness that was on this truck.
Yeah, so this is the harness that was on the truck. These are all the glow plugs that were on the left bank in order.
Okay.
But as I was removing them, I was using my electric ratchet, and I didn't even have to like break torque on the glow plugs pulling them out.
Okay.
And you can see here on these glow plugs, we've
They're
had
arcing.
exhaust gases
Yeah, getting past
getting past the sealing tip, and so that makes sense where we had resistance to ground because there was no load on it, but then once you apply a load, we'd lose our ground because they weren't torqued down properly.
So we don't have a wiring problem. We don't have a glow plug problem. We've got an installation not tightening them, just putting them in a couple of threads.
Yeah.
And
Well, they were just like hand tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently people have done glow plugs on this before, you know, so we were thinking they were good. And
the guy had it replaced twice
uh-huh.
at the dealership.
Yeah.
And you're telling me they just weren't tight.
Yeah, they're
Which
not
makes
torqued
sense
down
because there's a lot of
properly.
load on that, and if you don't have a good tight ground,
Yeah.
it'll just break.
Which is why we were doing that voltage drop test, because that's how you test how good of a ground you
Well,
got
that
on
makes
the
totally
circuit,
sense because
so-
in my mind I was like, well, we did a resistance check, and on the resistance we got them, but that's not putting any load on.
Yeah, that's no load at all.
It's kind of like when you're jumping a battery and you don't have a good connection here, you might get a quick click and then it goes away.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's broken the circuit. The load broke the circuit.
Yeah.
Guys, you got to have good tight connections. And in this situation, the ground is those threads. And I
Yep.
think you're absolutely right on your diagnosis. There should be no exhaust all up on here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the other side. These are the glow plugs I pulled out of the right bank. You can see how clean and there was oil on them. I wiped the oil off.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see how clean they are. They, you know, your glow plug seals up here against the bottom of the cylinder head. So yeah, it was just unfortunately just an installation error on whoever was doing it before.
And folks, this is taking hours and hours to diagnose. So, and this really is the fault of the installing technician. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. We'll have this evidence for the customer, and we'll see if he can get some resolve. This is what the best. This is exactly what you need to do if you're a shop that comes into these problems. Get paid for your work. You don't have to. You know, you can still stay in business. You do a good service for the community and the customer, and hopefully, we're teaching people to, you know, take pride in your work and do it right. Good job. I mean, seriously, again, dude, bam.
Yeah.
Nice work.
And now we got our torque wrench set to 14 foot-pounds. That's this factory specification on these glow plugs. So we're gonna make sure we torque these down to the right torque. There we go. Now we got a glow plug properly installed and it should work a lot better now. Morning.
So the truck, you let it sit out here all night?
Yeah,
Think you got her fixed?
I believe so.
Let's go
Pretty
see.
confident in it.
Let's go see.
It's even snowing a little.
It's even snowing. Come on, baby. Sweet, dude. And none of that black, puffy smoke. Give me a little gas. Just sitting here cold. Freaking awesome. Awesome, dude. All right. Nice work, dude.
You think
And
they'll buy it without more?
I know everybody's gonna go, oh, it's simply loose glow plugs. Yeah, go try to figure that out.
Yeah, I know, right?
An ohms test
Well-
won't tell you that. A voltage drop will tell you to start looking at your harness or bed, you know, and then you pull the glow plugs out and you find
Well,
they're.
we've been told they've been replaced twice
Twice.
as well, too. So
Well, there's certain things that a mechanic I think we're okay to like assume, and that would be that a guy puts them in and tightens them up.
yeah.
Okay, thanks everybody.